My name is Des Forrester. I was a former director of FKP. All developers were always have been painted with a bad brush.
Sunshine Coast has beautiful landscape, white beaches and coastal vegetation with lots of rare species. But we are loving it to death. The resulting urban expansion can lead to a conflict of interest between developers and nature lovers.
The best part I think that we saw is that we were concerned in some respects with the groups that we were dealing with initially, because they're quite heavily involved in the environmental side. Are we going to be able to achieve an outcome here?
In Australia, endangered plants are protected by law, and sometimes land use conflicts with conservation are played out in the courts.
We are a property developer.
Local councils regulate the development approval process. All these factors played out in the case of the Allakazarina emulina, an endangered plant found only on the Sunshine Coast, when one of the largest remaining populations was threatened with clearing for urban development.
From that first meeting, we knew that we were going to get an outcome from here. To the credit of Environment Australia, they were the ones that really came up with this solution and proven that it does work and is totally legally binding. The committee that was put together was included Environment Australia, the EPA at the state level, councils, both Maroochy Shire and Caloundra, we had Greening Australia, and we had the University of the Sunshine Coast. They came up with a solution that we could still achieve what we wanted to achieve without affecting the environment. And I think the smart developers realise that we've got to work with both the conservation side of our properties that we develop. It's a very important part of our future developments that we do. We have these specialists, both in the flora and fauna side of it, that are a normal part of any development that we would be doing. To lodge it through council, we're expected to have this sort of detail. Well, Environment Australia, together with us in council, set down some conditions. That's a great outcome, because normally it would be tending to be a one-way situation. The area that we set aside for the replacement or replanting of the she oaks was also part of our future conservation areas. So that involved quite extensive work with our ecologists as well as the team. First time in private enterprise, and these community and councils and universities and state and federal authorities have ever worked together with a successful outcome. And to our knowledge, probably the first in Australia that's ever been carried out with this sort of success rate. There wasn't anything that I would have done differently. Timing is always an issue. I'd like it to be done faster, but the reality is it probably can't, not when you're dealing with the environment.